The Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce presents Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles. Uvalde Radio, redefining radio in Uvalde, Texas.
Good morning, Uvalde, and everybody else that's listening this morning. We're here today with Caitlin and Camille from the Uvalde Grand Opera House. How are you ladies doing today?
Good morning.
We're so excited to have you today.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited. This is what, our fourth. Dang. Where have I been? Yeah, so we're really excited. I know you guys have quite a bit going on, quite a few upcoming events, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good and full fall.
Cool.
So we're excited.
So I don't know if you want to quickly go over kind of some of the upcoming events that you guys have going on and kind of tell us a little bit about them. I know you've got like a full 2 months back of events, if I'm not mistaken.
We do. So October 8th, during Foursquare Friday, we are celebrating our 130th birthday, if you will. So the Opera House was built in 1891. So we're having a jam night with some local musicians, and Camille can tell you more about those musicians.
Oh, yes. Okay, so they're amazing, and they're all of your local friends. So, we've got Jim Garish. Maybe we're going to be able to rope Daryl Zimmerman in. I feel like
I feel like he would enjoy it. I'm sure he'll be there.
He's the best.
Yeah,
well, they all are so much for agreeing to do this. We've got Britt Wyrick. We've got Michaela O'Neill. She's a new, young, I think she's still in high school. And
How cool.
She's precious, and she sings country music. She's great. We've got Trevor Black coming in to do so. We've got Tony Hall going to come jam on the piano. So it's going to be really fun. Like, all of your favorite locals are just going to be jamming their favorite songs.
Except Camille Sanders.
Yeah. Aw, sadness. I know, and I hate it because it's like I called all my friends and got them together for this epic celebration of the Opera House, and I'm like, by the way, can't be there. Y'all have fun, and it's really sad actually. So I've been begging everyone I know to live stream it, to take all the pictures, to take all the videos, so that I can be there in spirit, supporting all my friends.
That's exciting.
We're giving her a pass because her husband's taking her on a trip.
Oh, that's
for their
exciting.
Anniversary. So it's okay.
Yeah, everybody needs a vacation.
Yeah.
It's hard when you love your job, though, to take off. That's like my hardest thing. Like, sometimes I'm like, I can't stop working. Like,
And isn't that such a nice problem to have?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
it's
It
such a good
definitely
thing.
is.
It's much, much nicer than the alternative to that.
For sure.
My husband doesn't get a lot of time off. His last day off, in fact, was like September 12th.
Oh, wow.
And so he's been doing 12-hour shifts. So when he got the 1 week of the year that he's like, I get to go on a trip.
You go on that trip.
Happened to be this week. Yes, I go on the trips.
That's exciting. So can you tell us about this 130 years, correct?
Yeah, so the Opera House was built 130 years ago and opened in the fall of 1891. So we thought that we'd just have a little birthday party. So there will be refreshments, some live auction things that have to do with the Opera House's history.
That's exciting.
So
How
if
cool.
you're into Opera House history and you want some memorabilia, come on down and buy some stuff. It's going to be awesome.
Can you tell us a little bit more about these prizes that you guys are giving away that have to do with history, or is it a surprise?
I can't tell the big one.
Okay.
One of them is a surprise, but it has to do with the history of our theater. I'll give that much. It's cool, though. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Is it the dragon?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just had to ask.
I'm flying back.
Funny story about our dragon. So the original dragon sits in our office.
Yeah.
There is a bronze replica up top now, because the original was made of turned metal, which is like a lead-coated tin. And when John Nance Garner owned the building, story goes that he sold it like 4 or 5 different times for $500 and said, yeah, you can have it, and he got the money. He said, you got to get it down, though. And so nobody ever got it down. That's just a story I heard. I don't know if it's true. Nobody get mad, but it's kind of funny. So
don't come try to get the dragon down if you bought it. In
we will have him displayed on October 8th, so everybody can take a picture with him or whatever. This is mine. We do not honor any of those. He came with the building, so the city now owns him. So you're gonna have to take it up with the city of Uvalde.
Take that to council.
But it's really fun. So we're gonna have refreshments and music and just a really good time. We'll have a house band. I think one of the young bands from Studio 3 that's like starting out is gonna come
How
and
cool.
do a few songs. So we're just really excited because the Opera House is a place for arts in Uvalde, and that's all arts, but music specifically is really, really great in that building. We had a concert September 25th. It was 3 Texas country music artists, and they were all fantastic.
I was so sad that I didn't get a chance to go. We went to go check out the girl that, I can't remember her name right now, that Robert had brought in a while back. I think it was like a month or 2 ago. And she did a bunch of like Stevie Nicks covers. And she was so good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her.
Who was that, Susan Nickman? Or?
Yes, yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, she was so good. We had a really good time.
Some
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
musicians out there.
They find me.
Calm down. I'm sure they
And we're
do.
so thankful because we get to meet so many cool people
Yeah.
that come to the Opera House through Robert or whatever. And it's just so fun to share that history and have all of these talented musicians singing and doing stuff in our historic theater. So the Opera House is
How
not
cool.
just about opera, y'all. It's about all the things.
It's barely about
There was one opera one time. Everything else is not opera.
That's exciting. So you get to kind of meet people who kind of share your same passions for the arts.
Yeah.
Very cool. I saw this morning that you guys have Mystery at the Opera House coming up also.
Yes.
How cool.
We're so excited.
Best time of the year.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
So in 2020, after the COVID shutdown and all that, when we were starting to open back up, we were trying to figure out a way to have people in the Opera House doing some sort of theater something
Okay.
in a safe way. So we wrote our own original storyline and did an escape room style murder mystery. And it was really, really fun.
I would be terrified. I'm such a chicken.
We definitely, so we like made up these characters and there was some history that was still true, but
Incorporated, yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily all true. Obviously, nobody got murdered at the Opera House.
Obviously.
That was a
That would
lie.
be bad.
We had to put that in all caps everywhere on all the stuff. No murders took
There's
place.
still hope for this year, though.
Gosh.
So we were able to be really creative and write this together, and we were able to work with a really cool group of people to make it come to life. And that was weird because you went into each room or each scene, and there was only one actor. Because of COVID restrictions and all that. So this year we're excited because we have a little bit more leniency. So we're going to have more interactions with actors together and actors with the guests. And it's an all new storyline that we wrote based on a few historical facts, but mostly fiction.
Yeah, there's some truth sprinkled in there, yeah.
Some little tidbits and stuff that could be true,
Could be true.
but maybe isn't.
Hey, it makes for a good time.
They're
So.
lies.
Yeah.
Admit it.
It's not lies. It's inference. But
Creative.
yeah, we're really excited.
So is it like a real like murder mystery? Like like somebody just all of a sudden disappears and then you have to find out who it is that's like who the culprit
That's a really
is?
good question. So, it's kind of a combination of different elements there. So I can't say too much about this year, but of course last year it was truly murder mystery because we had written a storyline that someone had been murdered and you guys needed to come and solve the case, like figure it out. This year is a little less murdery, a little less scary necessarily, and it's a lot more. It's a lot more to do with the immersive theater side. So we've got an amazing group of volunteer actors who come and they dedicate a lot of hours and time to developing these characters that we write for them, and then they kind of get the freedom to go then kind of make these characters their own, and then you can interact with these characters, and if you don't interact with them, you are never going to solve this mystery. So It's a like I said, it's a little more on the immersive theater side, but it's definitely in the style of if you were invited to, like, I know that the title Murder Mystery is a overarching theme of a game, so it's definitely got those elements in it.
It's like a whodunit.
Right.
This
Right.
year. So maybe you won't see a murdered person, but you might see something else that you need to figure out.
Okay.
So what I'm
There are
picking
a few
up,
things
what
to
I'm picking
figure
up
out.
is that the way to win is to talk to the actors.
You gotta
That's
interact
kinda what
with the
I'm
actor.
picking up.
Okay.
So there's the hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your first hint. That's
There you
good.
We've been dropping clues like crazy too. So
Have you?
You just
gotta
got to
pay
keep your
attention
eyes
more.
peeled for all the clues that are coming out.
That's awesome.
They're very subtle and very cool, but yeah. So
Yeah. Once you complete the actual storyline, if you can complete it, you will then be able to look back and see all of these little nuggets that we've had more time this year to really think this
awesome.
through.
yeah,
How
so
cool.
we've basically been writing this since November 1 of 2020.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot. It's a lot more story heavy. So if you came last year, it was really heavy on the escape room and the puzzles and the locks and the different clues like that. This year is more critical thinking kind of stuff. So you do have to interact with the actors, and there will be some of those escape room elements, but it's way less heavy on that and way more heavy on you have to solve the mystery.
Right, truly be immersed in a storyline. It's just so cool because, you know, kids get to do stuff like that, and now the adults get a chance to come and really just escape this crazy day and age. They get to really just play, and I think that is so fun when you really can just let your guard
definitely.
down and you can just play and enjoy
have
that.
a good time with your friends.
Yeah, that's what it's really all about, and that's why I think we wanted to make it more heavy on the storyline.
Yeah.
Because those who did last year, I think, got so much more out of it than those who didn't quite necessarily focus too much on the actors' storylines, and so.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm
So
pumped.
if you want to dress to the theme, we'll give you a time period. It's the 1920s.
Okay.
So if you want to dress up when you come, that'd
I
be
like to
super
dress
fun.
I'm just gonna get killed in that.
I'll tell you this, my husband always laughs at me, but I'm always that person who picks out the murderer in a movie or a show.
Me too.
So, I
People
right
do
at people. Yeah, my husband's the
20
same way.
minutes in.
I'm like, oh, they did
He's
it, they did it, and then you make
so
it.
good at this.
And then you make it to the end of the movie, and I'm like, I told you. So we'll see. So you said that you're dropping hints. How is it that we can? I mean,
So
can I
definitely
ask
follow
this
the
question?
Opera House on social media.
Okay.
Any hints that are dropped will be dropped there.
It sounds like so much fun.
And sometimes you don't necessarily have to come into the building to get a hint.
Okay.
There's a hint in itself. You do have to
I
be
love
in the near
this.
proximity though to really be able to appreciate it. But yeah.
How cool. So, Camille, I know you have a little bit of a background in the arts, but do you, Caitlin, or what kind of led you to this?
Oh, geez. Okay. So,
Sorry, I have to ask.
no, that's a great question. So growing up, I was in a group similar to the Sahawi Dancers
Okay. How
in
cool.
Amarillo, Texas. So that is my background in the arts. I was also a choir nerd in high school and all that stuff. And now I sing at my church.
Yay.
I typically do not sing into microphones, so
I
nobody
didn't
asked
know
me to
you
sing.
sang.
Is a good singer.
Is she
No.
really? Why have you been hiding this talent?
Because
I'm more of a backstage person, and that is why I like opera. No,
Have you heard her sing,
I'm
Robert?
manager now.
I think you should make him sing right now.
no, we're not singing. No. I'm talking about myself, guys. No, but so that's my background in the arts.
Okay.
And then I went to A&M and I got a degree in marketing in business.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so I graduated in 2013 from A&M and I moved here. And then in 2014, I married my husband, and we lived here since 2013. And I bounced around a little bit before landing here, but I did some oil field office work, admin stuff, and then I went to work for a ranch and was their event coordinator and marketing person there. And then this opportunity opened at the Opera House, and it was the perfect fit for me because I'm also really into historic preservation and old buildings and stuff. Our house was built in 1939, and we've been restoring it since 2013. So it's still a work in progress. But being able to apply that kind of passion as well as my love for the arts and the community of Uvalde kind of all blended together at the Opera House is like it's a dream job.
I get it.
So I'm super happy, and it's been really fun
cool.
to kind of flex that. I was not in theater. I have no idea what I'm doing with theater, but
I'll figure it out.
I've had help with Camille and with Jan Elliott and Karen Miller Barnes, and all the ladies in the Good Eggs have really been a great support system for anything that I have no idea what I'm doing, so I call them.
Yeah, hey, that's what you have to do. I definitely do that on like a weekly basis.
It's really nice to be in a town that there are people that you can call who will give you any information you ask for if you just ask for it. So I really do love the Uvalde community. My husband thought I was nuts wanting to move back here when we graduated, but gosh, this place is great. I mean, I can't say enough about how wonderful it's been to live in Uvalde, especially coming from a bigger place. Like Uvalde's just really, really cool. So anybody who has a problem with it, you have a problem with me personally.
Same. Caitlin.
But no, that's my point though. Like, it's such a great community to be a part of. And the more that people do and go out and be a part of, I think the better your experience is. So I'm happy, and I think Camille is too, to be able to bring stuff to Uvalde that people can be a part of and feel like a part of that community, but also support the arts and different stuff like that in town.
No, you ladies are doing so much. Like I said, we went to that concert a few weeks back, and we had such a good time. And then we went out and like told all of our friends. I even told my mom. Like, my mom's like very big into concerts. Like, it's her thing. I mean, she goes to I have a pretty wide array of taste in music because of my mother. Like, I really appreciate music, and I know that she would have had like the best time, and so that prompts her to tell her friends, so hopefully when they make their way back, it's bringing more people to the Opera House. So that's great.
Yeah, and the Opera House is a really cool concert venue, just because it's so intimate.
Oh, like, for sure.
There's not really a bad seat in the house. You feel like you're right there. Now, if you're wanting to like come out and country western dance, it's not necessarily the right place, but you can dance in the aisle. Like, I'm not going to make you sit down.
You can stop a good time.
But you're just right there, and it's a great venue for singer-songwriters to like tell the stories of why they wrote the songs that they've written. So it's a really, really unique experience. It's not just a typical like go to a concert type thing.
And I think you told me this before. It's currently, like, I call it the oldest, but it's like second oldest like operating opera house in the state of Texas.
So it is the second oldest operating opera house in the state. The first being Granbury, but they're post-COVID, they're not really doing much. So I say we're the oldest operating opera house in the state. And in 1891, Opera House was just it was just a fancy way to say theater or venue or whatever. So the acoustics are fantastic for anything, but it's not just about opera. It's about entertainment and things like that. Like, when they first opened and they needed some entertainment, so they would have boxing matches. They would go get a couple dudes from the jail and
are you serious?
Have a boxing match.
When was this?
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, back in like the 1900s, like way early on.
That's what criminals are for, Regina.
How cool! I mean, I wouldn't say cool, but that's really interesting.
It is interesting. So, if you think about Uvalde in the 1890s, it was the Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, it was very wild and rough. But Carnegie Hall was built in 1891 too in New York. So Uvalde was on, like, they were
on and popping.
Like, we were here. Anything that you could see in Austin or San Antonio back then, you could see in Uvalde. It was all on the same like route or whatever. So
how cool!
People would get on the train and come all the way over to Uvalde and then go back. So it's just a really cool historic venue. But it's I don't know. There's just been a lot of really cool stuff that's happened. A lot of like sitting empty for a while too, but
hey,
now we're not empty. We have stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And I know you mentioned the Good Eggs. They have a concert coming up also, correct?
Yes. So the Good Eggs, they raise money for scholarships in the arts, and they're wonderful. It's a wonderful group of women who support the arts, and they support the Opera House like none other. And we're so thankful for them. So they approached us. They are bringing Patsy Torres to do a concert on November 19th.
Cool.
It's going to be a great show. I'm really excited about it.
If you've ever seen her before, it's a very memorable experience. She's very. It's like you were saying, Caitlin, about weaving the tales and stories and stuff. She's a very good storyteller in the middle of the music, and so it's really interesting. There's a lot of country music history sprinkled in among her set. It's just really cool to learn about all of these different songs that you grow up loving, and so I really feel like she does a wonderful job of that.
Very cool. And I think I skipped an event of yours. You have the Uvalde Feud also. So y'all did an office version of Uvalde Feud last month?
Oh, no. Okay.
So
Was I wrong? Ooh.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
Totally fine.
You do a lot of random stuff. So it's a lot.
So we've been doing sort of regular trivia nights, like once a quarter or so.
That was Uvalde trivia.
Yeah, so
I'm on top of a lot of events.
We had, back in May, we did Star Wars trivia on May the 4th, because you can't not do Star Wars trivia on May the 4th.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but my niece's birthday is on May the 4th. And so she's like she's like a tough little girl. She's hilarious. She does roller derby and loves Star Wars. So she's so cool. She's so cool. But she had a May the 4th be with you birthday party.
Yes.
It was so cool. Sorry.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then right before school started up again, I guess in August, we did an office trivia night. So Uvalde Feud is different in that if you've ever seen Family Feud, that's what we're doing. But we've got our own Steve Harvey. JJ Suarez is our host for the night.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's going to be awesome. And you can apply. So how we're doing it more as like a give back to the community situation. So your team can apply on our website, uvaldeoperahouse.org. And then each team needs to state which 501c3 that's local or regional that they want the winnings, if they were to win, to go to. So like if you want to have a team that benefits the Humane Society, you put that on your thing, and then if you win half of the tickets, and then any sponsorship monies that we receive will go directly to that nonprofit.
Has to be for our local community, though, so it can't go to something. I mean, obviously, it'd be a great thing to give to any charity that's giving back, but we just really wanted to focus it in on our local
nonprofits,
local needs. Yes,
yeah,
taking
definitely.
care of Uvalde first before we try to branch out too far.
Yeah, no, that's so awesome.
So it's going to be really fun. We've got it's our own survey. So we've got our own group of survey people.
Who are not participating
in the game.
They're eliminated from participating in the game.
But we're doing it like Family Feud. So it's going to be like a tournament style situation elimination thing. It's
got
gonna
buzzers
be really
and
fun.
everything.
Yeah.
How many individuals per team?
So we're going to have 8 teams. You can have 4. You need to have 4 people on your team.
Okay.
So apply on our website, and it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
How many are all of your team spots full at the moment?
No, we're still looking for teams.
Okay.
So if you're interested in putting a team together and you've got a charity in mind, let us know. And obviously, first come, first serve on the charities. So if you're really wanting to support somebody, you need to apply sooner rather than later, because we're only gonna allow 1 charity per team.
Okay.
So there will be 8 charities that are being being supported.
And it's nice to bring recognition to them and just awareness about them in general. So even if they don't win the prize money for the charity, they'll get a lot of people will be talking about it, and people will be aware of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've got a question. Formatically, how are you doing? Is it on the big opera house stage? Is it in
It's going to be in the theater.
Wow, that's cool.
It's going to be
We've got
really cool.
podiums, we've got the mics. It's going to be set up exactly like Family Feud style.
How cool.
Yeah.
So is it like 2 families versus 2 families first, like in rounds, or is it all 8 families?
So it'll be tournament style. So we'll have a bracketed system.
Awesome.
So 1 family on one side of the stage, 1 family on the other. It doesn't have to be a family. It can be a group of friends or your cousins, I don't know,
The
whatever.
family you choose.
Yeah, the family you choose.
The
4
family you
people. So 4 people on each team, and whoever wins that round will move on and go head to head with another winner. So it'll be like that.
Yeah, and then the last 2
The
get to
last
compete
2.
for the money prize.
The last 2 get to
So-
compete for the money prize, and the last 2 will get the Uvalde specific questions.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. and it's Family Feud. So even if your answer's right, it may be wrong because
Right.
survey says is how we're doing this.
Okay.
Which that's nice because then it's not like Caitlin and Camille say, is this right or wrong, right? It's
We
like,
say the Opera House is the best thing ever.
right. Right answer. 100 points.
But yeah, it'll be really fun. We're really
Keeps it
excited.
unbiased too, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, good deal. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming by today. I really appreciate it. I know we've been trying to schedule this for a hot minute now, so I'm excited that we were finally able to all
make it
get
work.
together. Yeah, well, I'm so excited about all of the upcoming events you have, and you guys are doing some really exciting things, so thank you. We really appreciate your effort and y'all doing as much as you're doing for the Opera House in Uvalde.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course. Is there anything else that you ladies want to touch on at all?
I think that you guys are awesome. So thank you for doing this.
thank you.
Thank you all so much. You too, Uvalde Radio and our lovely, lovely chamber for what you guys are doing in the community as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all
Good
are
deal.
awesome. You're so creative, and you're like kind of leading Uvalde forward in some of these things. Like, because how awesome is this?
Yeah,
to
this is
have
great.
this kind of a format to discuss things, and I don't know. I just think that this is really cool. So thank you for doing this.
Thanks. Yeah, I really wanted to just kind of give everybody a platform to just kind of be themselves and be able to kind of talk about what it is that they're doing. You know, I mean, we can go on the radio, and we can put things in the newspaper, and we can share things on Facebook, but I feel like just kind of being in this position, people are sometimes hesitant to come to people and kind of share, one, what it is that they're doing, or two, really kind of voice themselves a little bit. So I figured this was kind of like a more relaxed atmosphere, and I want people to think that we're approachable, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm really excited, and so thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you.
that. So, we have a signature question here.
No pressure.
But I don't know that this really, I guess it kind of pertains. What do you think, Robert? Do you think that it kind of like, is my signature question going to make the interview too serious?
Just give it to them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is your definition of success? So, you know, the chamber's all about business. So, what is your definition of success?
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
And you can answer this like your personal view of it or from the Opera House's perspective.
I think that this is a good for both. So I am not smart enough to come up with this. I learned this at a composer symposium in Georgia a few summers ago, led by a composer and writer-musician named Joseph Martin. And he talked about the importance of balancing artistry, industry, and ministry. So knowing what you want to say, knowing how to get it out there, you know, I think that's such a beautiful relationship. And when you can really strike a balance between that, because, you know, you hear a lot of artists are very bad at their business handlings or the opposite way. These people have great ideas, but they're not creative enough to really make it happen. And so being able to balance artistry, industry, and ministry has been a big lesson for me. And I think that that's kind of across the board. What are you trying to say? What do you believe in? How are you going to get it out there?
For sure.
It's so, you know, for the Opera House, for personally how you want to live your life, I think that's such a good, important lesson. And good questions to ask yourself, because sometimes you'll do things and you don't really understand why you're doing it, or you don't really have a clearly defined ministry. You know, you got to ask yourself those tough questions, and then I think things just fall into place when you get those answers. And striking that balance just instantly means success for you, whether that's making it a lot of money or having a lot of people see it, or you find inner peace about something. Like, I think that is success.
Good deal.
I don't know.
And Miss Caitlin?
Oh, man.
What is success
okay, so
mean
let
to
me
you?
follow that up with
I know.
not anything that's that profound. So personal life, professionally, I've always thought that being successful isn't necessarily how much money you make,
For sure.
but how you feel about what you're doing. So if you feel good about what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing and you don't have any regrets, then I think that that's success. So like at the Opera House, we do things and, you know, it may come across as, oh, well, we wish we had more people come, but it was still great because those bands that performed or that person that came or whatever, they had a good time and we had a good time and everybody feels good about it. So
You still created the opportunity.
right, like the opportunity was there and the people who joined us had a great time, and that's success to me at the Opera House and personally. But I also try to remember that like my reality is not necessarily your reality. So my perception of what's happening is my own. So if you were to tell me, oh, that was a great success, but I feel in my heart that it wasn't, that's my reality, even if it was a successful thing. So I try to keep that in mind too. Like, you know, your perception of reality and my perception of reality, while we're looking at the same thing, may not be the same picture. So that's another thing that I try to keep in mind, is to not base my success on somebody else's opinion of success.
For sure.
Or perception of what's going on, because I know in my heart what actually happened and how I feel about it. So that's also an important thing, I think, is to not compare your successes to other people's successes or your failures to other people's failures, because it's not the same for anyone. Like they could view my success that I see as a success as a total flop, and that's okay, because
Yeah.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
I've had so many people come up to me, especially when I started working at the Opera House. It was almost to a point of ridiculous amounts. People would come up to me and pat me on the shoulder and be like, well, guess that music business just didn't work out for you, hon.
That's horrible.
And I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. That just because I didn't want to go off and be like famous like Taylor Swift or something, they thought I was not successful. And honestly, working at the Opera House, kind of being around Caitlin's ideas of that, like it's helped me, honestly, because I really viewed myself as successful and as peaceful, even though nobody else did. It was insane. And so I'm very appreciative for that, especially since I get to work near that every day. It's making me stronger in those beliefs, and I think that's so good, Caitlin. Wow, dang.
Well, thanks.
You need to write a blog or something.
Yikes.
That was profound.
Oh, well, thank you.
Y'all both had great
Thank
answers.
you. I do want to say, if anybody comes into the Opera House and you're asking about Camille's musical career, I laugh. I laugh.
I have the opportunity.
Because I witness, like, Camille will get a song idea, and at lunch she'll sit at her desk and she'll just write all the song, like all the lyrics that have come to her, and then she freaking writes a song on her lunch break. Like, she's still doing stuff
cool.
musically, and it's been really fun to kind of work with, to use that. I when I was hiring for a position, for the assistant position at the Opera House, or program coordinator, excuse me,
Quote unquote.
excuse me, but when the city told me I needed to find someone to kind of fill that role, there wasn't a lot of applications, and my husband played a gig with Camille, and she was looking for another opportunity, and he was like, you need to talk to Camille. That would be really cool. And I was like, are you serious right now? She's looking for a job? Okay, all right. So I texted her and I'm like, hey, this may be weird, but are you looking for a job? Because if you are, I need you to apply for this job. So it's been a really fun experience to work with Camille too, because like for UPOP, we had scheduled UPOP for 2020 to be Pinocchio, and I was like, Camille, what if instead of just having this play, what if we have music that underscores the entire thing and you can put it together? And she was like, what? And then she wrote a song that one of the kids actually sang, and she's going to be releasing that song soon. I'm putting her on the spot.
Okay.
She's going to be releasing that song soon. She actually went to New York and recorded it, and like it's going to be a real thing, but it was performed on the Opera House stage first, and it was written on the Opera House piano, and that's just really cool. So that's another really cool part of the Opera House is the opportunity to be creative and do stuff like that, but still,
different levels.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Camille, was any of that on the job description when you applied? Writing songs?
No, I was nervous about it because at the time, it was me asking myself. It was such a weird time in my life too. I had just finished a dream that I had had since I was a small child, to go to the UK, to tour, to have a number one song. Like, all these dreams had come true, and then it was like, well.
What do we do now?
What do I do now? Like, I've lived my dreams, and I have all this knowledge from not because I'm smart enough to come up with it, but because I've had wonderful people around me just sprinkle these little nuggets about stuff, performing arts and being creative, and so I was asking myself, well, what's my next step in the industry and ministry side of it, because I already knew who I was as an artist. So it was really good timing. Also, my husband had fractured his femur on the job, and he was at home, and I don't do good sitting at home, not doing stuff all day, and neither does he, but he didn't have a choice, unfortunately. But I was like, all right, I gotta go out there and do something about this. I'm getting depressed. Like, I need to be able to share this with somebody. And thankfully, that New Year's Eve, like just a few days before New Year's Eve of like 2020, 2019, it was going to a last minute thrown together gig. Taylor Langford called Matt, and it was just this last minute thing. And there I was telling Matt all my woes, as I will if you stand near me for longer than 10 minutes. And so it just kind of came together. It was like just the deepest answer to prayer, and it was so wonderful. And now to be able to pass that on to some of these kids in these programs, or to see these kids sing the song that you write from your heart is insane. Whoa, man!
I know, Robert, you're popular today.
You're like,
Mr. Radio didn't put his phone on
the industry
silent.
side.
Honestly, my bad.
So yeah, it's been a dream come true, and I love getting to work with somebody that's cool with me, just being like, hey, I know we need to do this, and this for our business, but can I take like 20 minutes really quick and just run up to the piano and work out this chorus, because it's killing my soul, and I have to get it out. Like,
How cool.
And she understands that, and she's very cool about it. She's the best band wife ever. So, and also work wife, #work wife.
So, how
I don't know if that answered any question or if that was a question.
No, you're
So I started
good.
talking, and I told Caitlin to rein me in today.
No, you're
So
fine. I
success
love
is
it.
having a great work wife. Just so we're clear, we have a really good relationship.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And also our husbands are a little jealous, but that's okay.
They can be jelly. It's okay, whatever.
Well, good deal. Well, thank you, ladies, again. And don't forget, you want to go over your upcoming events really quick?
Sure. Okay, I'm going to cheat off of your
you're
cheat
fine.
sheet here. So October 5th, we have Coffee with the Chamber at the Opera House. Then Friday, October 8th, during Foursquare, we've got a come and go jam night, 130th birthday.
Whoop, whoop.
There will be refreshments and auction items and all kinds of fun stuff. And your favorite locals, minus Camille, to play music. But it's okay. It's okay. Then Thursday, October 28th through Saturday, October 30th is Mystery at the Opera House. Limited spots. So give us a call at 830-278-4184 or email us at operainfo@uvaldetx.gov to book your time slot. November 13th, we have Uvalde Feud. If you want to sign up to be a team, you go to our website, uvaldeoperahouse.org. November 19th, the Good Eggs are bringing Patsy Torres. And then if anybody wants to think about Christmas yet, Christmas at the Crossroads is December 3rd. And then we will be doing Breakfast with Santa on December 11th, which is a little different from past years, but that's okay. Santa will be there. Come have breakfast with him, with your kiddos. And
Everybody loves
and then the Good Eggs are also doing a Christmas show on December 11th. So it's going to be fun. We're really excited about all the stuff coming up for the end of 2021. Oh, does anybody else still do that?
Yes. Yes.
Golly.
I'm stuck in 2020.
Yes, definitely.
2020 part 2. I don't know.
We did.
But yeah, we're really excited. So you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And YouTube, I guess, if you want to subscribe to
And
us.
TikTok.
Ooh,
We're on
wow.
TikTok officially now. Today marks the launch of our very first TikTok video.
I didn't know that. So we're on TikTok. We're really with it, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, so follow us. We post all of our upcoming events and information on all of those platforms. So give us a like and a follow, and you'll know all the goings on
Stay up
at
to
the
date.
Uvalde Grand Opera House. Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, again. I guess that does it for this episode of Better Business Banter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce presents Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles. Uvalde Radio, redefining radio in Uvalde, Texas.